Today's topic is Geographic Information System. It will be commonly called as GIS software. This particular software, it is an organized collection of computer hardware, software, geographic data, and personal to efficiently capture the data, store the data, update, manipulate, analysis, and display all forms of geographically referenced information. The GIS software, it is the main mapping software based on the geographic data which is available. The mapping can be done using this particular software. So this software can be called as a mapping software. In the industry, various updated varieties of the softwares are available, and there are two sources or two types of software, we can say open source and payable software. It's available for GIS. And here, mapping in the sense for a civil engineering also, maps are very important to collect field related data. Especially, say for example, in our daily life also, if you are booking a Zomato food, or if you wanted to navigate using GPS, the base map which is using by these all navigators are GIS based maps. So if you are taking your mobile and you wanted to go from one place to another place which is unknown to you, if you are switching on to your GPS, you can observe a map will be displayed as a base map. Through that map, the navigation will be happening. That map is created using GIS technology. So for the preparation of that maps, various data are required. Say for example, satellite images are one of the input data for GIS mapping. As an input, these particular satellite images will be putting into the GIS software. Then GIS technicians will be creating the maps based on the client requirement. Sometimes a road map will be prepared. If it is for some town planning purpose, everything required for a town planning will be considered in that GIS map. Another example what I can give you is say a disaster is happened. So we know that various satellites images will be available. In that satellite images we can observe what was the condition before the disaster happened, and after the disaster what was the condition of that particular place. So using these images, different GIS map can be generated. So in that generated map, using various tools in the GIS, various informations can be collected. In a way, what I am trying to say is, if a landslide is happened and in an area, so before the landslide happened, how that particular area was. After the landslide happened, how the topography is changed. And using different tools, the analysis or slope analysis can be done. And based on the soil parameters, the landslide may get triggered. And based on the rainfall, more rainfall availability, the soil load will be getting increased. In that way, landslide will happen. So based on various studies we are doing in that area, based on that parameters, different analysis can be done using the GIS software. And the output of this GIS analysis will be in the format of various maps. So as we know, a one picture can able to explain thousands of words. In a view, what I am trying to say is, instead of explaining the complete event to an unknown person, if we are able to give a GIS map with all this analytical data, he can able to understand more about the that particular disaster, and in which area it happened severely. Everything can be demarcated using GIS tools in a GIS map. That is why the definition is created in such a way that GIS, it is an organized collection of computer, hardware, software, GIS data. I mean geographic data. For what purpose these all computer, hardware, software, geographic data? It is all for efficiently capture, store, update and manipulate, analyze and display all forms of geographically referenced information. So I hope you might understood now what do you mean by a GIS and what is the use of this particular software. This particular software is using for map making. Based on various geographic data, various maps can be generated. For environment impact purpose, map can be generated. For disaster management purpose, GIS maps, GIS tools is used. For town planning, GIS software used. And for wasteland management, for groundwater study, so surface water study, groundwater quality assessment, solid waste management, like that each and every branches of especially related to earth geographic data, GIS tool can be analyzed, and it is came out as a very wonderful software for this purpose of analysis. Now, next we are going to observe what are the various components of GIS. Very important. GIS is having mainly 5 components. First one, hardware, software, data, method and people. So these different components togetherly work for the GIS application. First one, what we required is set of hardware, which is required for a GIS software installation. And then we need a particular or which one is more user friendly software will be used. Then different types of data we need in order to analyze the work. Then method, then the talented technical person we required in order to use the GIS software. So one by one we will observe now. First one, what are the hardware requirement we need to a system to configure to install the GIS software? First one, we need a monitor, a printer, CPU, plotter, scanner, digitizer. What is a plotter? It is just like a printer only. We can take huge size images through the plotter, and digitizer is nothing but it is a again it is a digitized instrument in order to convert the paper map into digitized format. Some of the old maps will not be available in the satellite image collection surveying centers. In that case, old maps will be using. But GIS don't know how to use the paper maps. It has to be converted into digitized format. That instrument or that method can be done through a digitizer. These are the different hardware components a GIS software system should have. Now, what are the different softwares which is available? Only very few I had mentioned here. That is ArcGIS, ArcMap, QGIS and GRASS. Here, this ArcGIS and ArcMap, these are payable with license. Only that software can be used. And QGIS or Quantum GIS and GRASS, these are open source GIS software. Anybody can Google into QGIS download version. You will get a cracked version of any of this QGIS or GRASS GIS. You can download, and you can, if you able to use the different tools in GIS, you can generate your own maps. So that is a speciality of open source map. Now next, what we require, we have a computer and we have a GIS software. Now we need data in order to use this GIS tool. So there are various data are available, attribute data and spatial data. Two types of data in the sense, spatial data is nothing but a data which have location. A data which have a location is called as spatial data. Location in the sense with respect to their latitude and longitude. On the Earth surface, for any selected object, it is having a location with respect to its latitude and longitude. If we are selecting our college itself, SVIT is a spatial feature. In that, if we select in your Google map also, if you're selecting on SVIT college in the legend or in the sidebar, you can able to observe or you can able to check what is the location with respect to latitude and longitude SVIT college is having. So like that, any selected features on the Earth's surface will be having location with respect to latitude and longitude. That is called as spatial data. Now, another category of data is attribute data. What is an attribute data is, attribute data will tell you about the characteristics of selected object. For example, if you are selecting SVIT college itself, spatial data is location. Attribute data is what are the characteristics of SVIT. SVIT is an engineering college. These are the main branches of engineering SVIT is having. What is the total area of SVIT? What is the address of SVIT? These are the characteristics of the feature. So this is called attribute data. For any selected object on the Earth surface is having two types of data, that is spatial data and attribute data. Spatial data will tell you what is the location with respect to latitude and longitude. Attribute data will tell you about the characteristics of selected object. So again, the spatial data can be categorized into two: vector data and raster data. Attribute data is categorized into tabular, hierarchical, network, relational, and object. These we will discuss later. Now, next one, what is the method of usage of the software? That is, various spatial analysis, spatial technology or spatial tools are available in the GIS software. Based on our requirement, we can adopt various methods. Next one, people and user. So the person who is very skilled in GIS software can only use the GIS software in a proper manner. In order to get a prompt result, a person should have very much experience in using the GIS software tools. So their definition and components. Definition we observed already. Now we discussed the different components of GIS: hardware, software, data, method, and people. Now everything in detail, the explanation is given. What is a data? And now we are going to see the spatial data. Here we had seen there are two types of data, are there: vector data and raster data. Now I will explain what do you mean by vector data and what do you mean by raster data. Vector data is nothing but any geographical feature through point, line, or polygon or combination of these we can represent. Any, say for example, in the GIS know only two types of spatial data format. One is vector data format and another is raster data. Raster data, all of you will be knowing, that is nothing. The complete image will be in the format of group of pixels. If you are taking an image of something, say for example, if you are taking the image of a flower, if you are maximizing to the extreme, extreme maximizing, if you are doing, what you can able to see, you can able to see various pixels, is it not? That type of data is called as a raster data. All the satellite images will be in raster data format. This can be used by a GIS directly since it is in a digitized format. Another type of data is vector data. Here, vectorization we have to do in the case of various images. It is nothing but all the features which are present on the Earth surface will be converted into three shapes, that is point, line and polygon. All the linear features like a road, railway line and rivers, these all linear features will be converted into line shape. Point shape, buildings, well, church, temple, the trees, everything will be converted into point features. Now, polygon means water bodies, a stadium, like that, and agricultural land, forest. These all things will be converted into polygonal features. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Two types of data are there, vector data and raster data. Already satellite images which will be in raster format that can be used by a GIS software. Now, vector data means we have to convert already existing digitized data or already available data into vector data. How to convert the vector, another data into vector data is convert all the features into three types of shapes: line, polygon and point. These are called vector data. Now, attribute data, it is a characteristics of a selected feature. That is what we already know. Any selected object will be having its own characteristics. That is called as attribute data. Now, what are the functions of a GIS? Now we know what is a GIS, what are the components of GIS we had seen. Now, what is a function? What is the use? What is the workflow of GIS? That is what we are going to observe. First one, data collection. So the GIS software, in order to start an analysis or any particular work, data collection is the first stage of GIS software. Second one, data storage. The collected data will be stored in the system. Next one, data manipulation. Manipulation in the sense, as I said, converting the existing data into vector data, converting the and manipulating the existing features. Say for example, do the image enhancement. That is called as data manipulation, and we are changing the existing data into the requirement what we need. That is called as data manipulation. Next one, data analysis. So this is an actual function of GIS, that is data analysis. Say for example, if you are doing a road map, a traffic management is the task you have to do based on GIS software. So what are the analysis the GIS software have to do is like how in which particular road the traffic is very much more, and how many traffic signals are there, what is the reason for traffic in that area. It is because of over congested area, or it is because of continuous curves are there, or it is because of the narrow road. There are various reasons are there a road is having traffic. So these all analysis, yeah, including various tools in GIS, like overlay analysis, DEM modeling. There are various analytical tools are there. So various these tools, the complete work will be analyzing. That is the important stage. Next one, data management, data retrieval and data display. This is all come to the output level of the complete work after the analysis. So after the entire work, the work will be displayed in the format of GIS maps. So these are the main functions of GIS: data collection, storage, manipulation, analysis, management, retrieval and data display. Now, one by one, we will go through. Data collection. The data collected for GIS may be in the form of hard copy maps, satellite images, survey data, or other data obtained from other primary and secondary sources. Collection of data depends upon the objective of the project work. So what type of work we are doing, what related project work we are doing. So if I said the above example like traffic management. So what are the data I want? Which is the road? Which place to which place the traffic is more? How many traffic signals in that area? How many curves are there, how many buildings are there in a 1 hour time, how many vehicles are passing through in that area. These are called as various data related to that project. Data capturing involves digitization of hard copy maps and satellite images, converting all the available data into digitized format. Okay, that is the complete work we'll be doing in the data collection stage. Next one, storage. In GIS, storage means not merely storing whatever data we have collected. The collected data is converted in useful GIS format. What are the useful GIS format? The GIS will be using only two types of format, vector format and raster format. So all the data, whatever we collected is converting into GIS format will be doing in the second stage. And then finally stored more further use either on computer hard disk or in the storage devices. Next one, processing and manipulation. The collected and stored data set is imported and converted into layers. Various map is called various layers. Then required attributes are attached. Required attribute in the sense depends upon our work. If you have the map of that area where you are doing the traffic management, all the required attribute also to be given. What are the names of the building, what is the total height of the building, and road, what is the total length of the road, what type of payment material is used there, how many traffic lights are there. These are the attribute data that also should be attached. Then the data is processed for refinement, removing errors and preparing it for further GIS based analysis. Next one, analysis. Analysis of the GIS data is required to convert it into desired output. So you can see that it is very important stage. Here is the actual work of the GIS happens. Based on the data collected, based on the refinement, based on the attribute data, based on various tools, the actual output is starting producing in the analysis stage. There are many types of analysis in GIS which are to be done with objective dependent. Overlay analysis, buffering analysis are examples. Next one, management. Data management is essential and very important part of GIS for storing, managing and properly maintaining GIS database. So this particular stage is for about the data management. In order to, whenever we want the data to be retrieved, the proper maintaining of GIS database should happen. The GIS data should be properly managed and maintained in order to use in proper manner. A retrieval. In GIS, data can be retrieved through SQL or special queries. Some softwares provide tools to retrieve data by simply selecting features. Retrieval is used for getting information about the feature at our interest. Display. Displaying of final output may be in form of maps or it may be in presentation format, or usually it will be in the form of maps itself with legend, scale, everything. All the data will be displayed in a map format. So here this is a flow chart which is showing the various functions of GIS, starting with input and verification, storage, analysis, then display of output.